Kia ora, and welcome back to the Eastercamp podcast. My name is Connor, and with me always is my co-host, Charlie Flowers.
Hello.
Charlie, have you had a sensational Saturday today?
I'll tell you what, Connor. Today was one of the worst days of my life.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Charlie. What happened?
I threw up on the hurricane, and it went on everyone on the ride.
Right.
I slipped on a banana peel toasty.
How is that possible?
I took a cold shower at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
But this time, the security caught me, and I only got to condition my hair twice.
Oh, right.
My wife left me.
Oh, well, that was pretty fast.
Chris Hipkins gave me a call about my tax returns.
Oh, well, you knew that was going to happen.
And even after all that, Mike Dodge beat me in a staring competition. A staring competition, Connor? I don't even have eyelids.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's time for the word of knowledge.
Today's word of knowledge is trust.
I trusted Patricia with my heart, but then she left me to marry some guy from Satellite. I didn't even know you could live in outer space.
Charlie, are you going to be able to do this or not?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm all good. We asked some Easter experts about the word and what it means to them.
Roll the clip. So, Matthew, what does trust mean to you?
Well, right from the moment Jesus told me to follow him, I was incredibly frightened because, well, being a tax collector was sort of frowned upon.
I think you mean extremely frowned upon.
Well, yeah, but...
Like the biggest frown.
No, well, 'cause
Like the worst possible thing you could be doing as a member of the Jewish community.
I am aware, Charlie. Anyway, when Jesus told me to follow him, I just wasn't sure how the other disciples would feel about it. But the way he just called me, it compelled me to trust him with all my heart. So yeah, when I think of trust, that's what comes to mind.
You were pretty much the devil to
Charlie,
everyone.
stop.
Oh, sorry.
So you know how Solomon wrote that whole line that's like, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. Fun fact, I used to write that line. I used to work in the inspiration department a few years back, and one day I wrote that one down and I thought it was pretty good and I was really proud of it. So I told it to someone who I thought was my friend, Angel 34346, passed it on. Before I got a chance to send it down to Solomon, Angel 34346 swoops in, sends it to Solomon himself. Now he gets all the credit for it. He's the one that's been promoted to Guardian Angel rank. He's the one that wrote a biography called The Art of Inspiration. Cry me a river, that man would have no inspiration if it hit him in the face.
Every day we have to step out in faith, not knowing whether things will work out. Some days not even knowing if we'll be safe.
And I think for each of us, like our journeys with Jesus, we're learning what it means to trust in him and the unknown.
And what about you, Mother Mary? Have you ever had to trust someone?
You know who you're talking to, right?
Yeah.
Connor, that's the mother of Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Had to trust the angels.
Yeah, I know.
Had to trust Joseph.
Right.
Had to trust God.
Mm-hmm.
You just asked the person who has probably had to do more trusting than anyone else on earth if they've ever trusted before. Get yourself together, Connor.
My desire right from the very beginning has been to pave the way for the Messiah. But trusting in myself, that's always been the hardest thing. You know, I never felt up to the task. I don't think any of us did.
Sounds like even though you trusted in God, it was still very stressful for you.
It was, you know, I'd say it was enough to make my head fall off.
Enough to make your head fall off. It's funny you say that, John, because I was trying to tell you yesterday that apparently...
Charlie!
Well, one finds it wisest not to trust anybody.
Oh. Really? Nobody at all?
No. You see, if you don't put your trust in anyone, they can never let you down.
Oh. Well, that seems unfair. Do you judge all criminals unfairly? Are they all just bad?
Well, yes, essentially. People are the worst.
But not Jesus, clearly.
What do you mean by that, small fabric man?
Okay, first of all, that's really derogatory. But you said you couldn't find any fault in Jesus, right? I mean, you had to wash your hands and everything.
Well, yes, you're correct. I did say that. Well, it was a strange day. He was a rabble-rouser of sorts, or at least if he wasn't, the rabble was roused anyhow. And I don't know. I don't know to think about it. Next question, please.
I think you're actually just a big softy, aren't you, Pilate?
So I was just carrying cargo, man, like whatever my owner needs, food, water, supplies, goods, lug it along, and got my support push who takes the emotional toll of, I carry the actual weight, he carries the emotional weight. Am I trusted by my owner to be loyal and serve them? And, I like to think that I can do it and be there for him and those things, but...
Question for you. Serious question.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever seen Shrek Forever After?
I was the first one to get heat from Jesus about not trusting him. I mean, when he was just 7 years old, he'd say, I was just at the temple, it's no big deal, just trust me.
That's never really changed in him either.
Yeah, it's pretty funny watching him go at his disciples every day for not trusting him. Like, guys, why can't you just trust me?
Simon gets it especially.
Oh, yeah.
Simon has made some interesting decisions.
Trust is like a muscle you've got to exercise. It's something that you've got to practice over and over. Even with Jesus, I'd often, almost daily, I'd be complaining to him all the time about things that he already had sorted out.
Like the time he fed the 5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the time that you walked on water with him.
Another good example.
All the time that he forgave you even after you denied him so much it ticked off a rooster. That's why you've got rooster phobia.
And then he signed a 10-episode deal with Netflix. And you know what? They even gave him a name. Have you heard of Raphael? Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. They were kind of like, what do you want to be called? And he was like, I don't know, I kind of like the Ninja Turtles. And here's me, still struggling to book a physio appointment. And oh my goodness, the website is so buggy, it's so difficult to get into. And then the traffic in the Bible, it's not really talked about enough. But in heaven, it is not what you'd expect. And then Raphael is still a problem for me because one day he walks past and he was telling me this story about how, world leader Jacinda Ardern, who's well loved, I don't know what she was doing in heaven, stopped by for a field trip, something like that. And he was there.
Well, I think we're going to leave it there for today. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
EC,
take it easy.
Save people all the time, and there's me and
So just trust.